Barp and Brianna Newell. Minutes away from puck drop in an ever-important game, Brianna. It's the time of the year where all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and we're just waiting for the final accounting. The GGs come into this one. 12 points on the season, 4 wins, a faltering start for a team that looked so bright last season. They're in tough against the McGill team that's hot on their tails.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, GGs and Marlets, I believe it was the last time they met up. GGs fell a little bit short. And, coming into this game, that's a result they're absolutely not looking for. Like you said, at this time of year, everything needs to be on point. Puck management needs to be even better than it's ever been throughout this entire season.
The game you're mentioning, the GGs dropped 3-2. They scored 2 goals in the final 90 seconds, a game that they're ruining, especially now that the race is so tight. No chance of finishing in third place. Montreal or Bishops will slot into that. The Concordia Stingers, #1 team in the country, have run away with that. The GGs, the Ravens, and the Martlets separated by 3 points. The GGs ended a 7-game losing skid, dated all the way back to November 2023. Last weekend against the Carleton Ravens. This one a big decider. The Martlets have been red hot as of late, winners of their last 3. And we're underway in Ottawa. Here's Kate McLean, who's really raised her level, bobbling the puck, trying to blow by McClellan. Elizabeth Moura, the ever-dependable defenseman, moves it up to Mika Chang. Chang to Kasem. Kasem over the line. She has Stasiuk with her. Stasiuk scored one of those 3 goals and was a very influential player. Important to note, the Martlets, without the use of their rookie, Sarah Maud Lavoie. She's been so impressive this season. That one just by Bilodeau. Icing waved off as Bilodeau gets there first. She'll circle her team making a change. Catherine Birkby, fast off the bench, puts a couple of moves on. Carmichael with a save. Minville pinching in and can't get it through. Reese Methema, long shot through a crowd. It got a deflection and almost found the back of the net. Charlie Healy, still looking for her first goal, was robbed on the doorstep at last weekend. That one comes all the way out and Jade Todd will pick it up. McGill getting a change and Reese Metham will stretch the puck. Nice tip in by Healy. No one following her up as the GGs make a change, and Carmichael will get a whistle. We'll quickly start with the starting goalies down at the other end. We have Sarah Carmichael, a 1-5 record. This is her 8th appearance of the season, an 8.64 on the season. Down at the other end, the dependable Mahika Setazan, the record not representing her play, 2.6-4 on the season and a 9.18. She picked up the win against the Carleton Ravens. That one a long shot from Angelique Prue, kicked aside by Carmichael. Carmichael's lone win is against the GGs in the 3-2 game. Angelique Prue trying to put a couple of moves on. It's to the backhand and an easy save there by Carmichael.
That was a smart play, though, by Carmichael. Instead of allowing perhaps a backdoor, a little, kerfuffle, she actually came pretty far out of her crease to make sure she intercepted it and took a whistle for her team. I just want to point out the GGs had that really first blazing shift, and Birkby with some nifty mitts that she showed, a good opportunity there on Carmichael early on for the GGs.
Birkby can cause all kinds of trouble. That one a bank pass by Maëlle Laplante. When the weather gets cold, the boards get active. We think back to the playoff game in 2021 right here at the Minto Sports Complex. It was something like -20 that day. The first goal goes in off a funny bounce on the boards and gave the GGs some life.
It was one of the weirdest goals I've ever seen.
And one of the weirdest games, the GGs only dressed 12 players. Flo Lessard trying to touch it on. She's been demoted all the way down to the 4th line. That was Kira Merriman trying to find a pass, only found a red shirt. I went out of the reach of Harley, the captain for McGill, and Kaloff looks to get going back the other way. Kaloff, 2 goals for her on the season. It was a goal, very important goal against the Concordia Stingers. GGs ended up dropping that one. They played Concordia tight again. GGs most likely staring down the barrel of Concordia Stingers lineup in the first round of the playoffs. And we've talked about it. They're the only team to play them close. They're the only team to take them to overtime multiple times. They're the only team to take a lead out of a period against the Stingers. They've been that dominant this season. Not saying it's a favorable matchup when you have to play the #1 team in the country, but get hot at the right time. As we've been saying, Garcia steps over the line and dumps that puck in.
Oh, and what we were saying too is that when it comes to playoff time, not to count our chickens before they hatch kind of thing, but come playoff time, it's a whole new season. Any game is anyone's game basically.
So eloquently put, Brianna. Sorry, just a correction on the Kaloff stat. It's 3 goals, including the game winner against Carleton. So she's been red hot. Introduction from the NCAA, Syracuse to be exact, is that one trying to walk past Maëlle LaPlante. She picks it off and almost sprung Charlie Healy. Puck will find its way to Healy, stared down by her opposite number in Olivia Pridham. Healy keeps on at the native of Calgary, Alberta. Parents were in town last weekend, so nice of them to join. A number of Gigi's moms and dads in the stands. It was a nice little family day. A nice little family game as here's stepping over the line and trying to knock it down. The Gigi's have been much better here in the first period than we've seen of them late. That one dumped down on Carmichael, and she'll freeze it up with 15:56 to go in the first period.
Yeah, it seems like the Gigi's have a little bit more life in them what we've seen before. And I mean, I did miss a game last weekend, so I can't comment on what that game was like. But, historically, we haven't seen a lot of life happening with this Gigi's team. And, something like their offensive pressure is what they're known for normally, and we hadn't really seen that this season. But the first few minutes here looks pretty promising so far. 1
win in their last 8, as we've mentioned. They snapped the losing streak. This is a real chance. Just couldn't connect with Cormier, who was streaking to the back post, and back come the Gigi's. Hyington with Lalonde. Lalonde over the line. Angie Prue steps up, and on the backhand, Angelique Prue. The nets come off, and it's Hyington who stayed down. Slow to her feet, but Molly Hyington will make her way back to the bench under her own power. Good to see.
And unfortunately, had Prue been a left-handed shot, that would have been a better opportunity. But again, that's part of it too. When you're going down on a rush and you're making that pass, an outlet pass for an opportunity, you have to make sure what hand is your teammate. If they're a right hand, put it on their stick. If they're a left hand, put it on their stick.
Angelique Prue had pivoted to take a one-timer. That one was Kylie Lalonde looking for her in stride. Can connect, a good chance for the Gigi's.
Right idea, though. Absolutely.
Flo Lassard taken down behind the net. Here's Elizabeth Moura, who emerges with it. It's Nian. And Moura will jump up in the rush. Good job to stay on side. That was Quinn Campbell on the other side. Moura taking the scenic route. Has McClellan, elects to go down low. Bumped off the puck. That was Quinn Campbell. Campbell will come in to support. Puck moved quickly, and Reedman, who's pinching up. A chance now. 3-on-2. Flo Lassard will dump it in on Carmichael, and Carmichael has been busy early on. Will freeze it up.
I just want to go back to that defensive zone shift there. Kaloff had actually gotten the loose puck from the scrum that had ensued, and what I would have liked to have seen instead of coming back up the same way where all the pressure was originating from is take it around the net. You would have had the whole far side of the ice available to cut the net and skate up on a rush.
Here's Minville trying a low angle shot. It bounces and comes the way of Meffam. Meffam downloaded her defensive partner, and that one just sold her a little short. Beatrice Bilodeau will race after that one and keep the puck in. Bilodeau and Biesenthal looking to connect, and that's Kastelik coming back on defense. Bounce back around, Kastelik on it again. Looking to get started for the Stinger. Looking to get started for the Martlets, rather. She'll go up on a rush and dump this puck in. Meffam gets there first, looks up, sees a face full of Garcia. Garcia centering pass. And a nice move, back come the Gigi's. Beatrice Bilodeau. She has Kate McLean with her. McLean to the net, a shot there from Bilodeau, who saw that McLean's stick was all tied up, and we'll get a face-off off to the right of Sarah Carmichael.
I just want to say that rush opportunity really started because Sarah made a smart play by intercepting the pass that Garcia tried to make from behind the net, and that's what kind of sprung the Gigi's from their zone for that opportunity there.
Bring it around, it's picked off by the Gigi's. Birkby trying to work the angle. She's rubbed out on the boards by Kasem. Birkby given another little bump and finds its way to Todd, who just miscorralled it. comes out to an area. Kasem beats Harley there. Trying to twist and turn is Kasem, and she's able to slide it on to Chaillet. Chaillet moves it forward. Stasiuk trying to jump up in the rush. And it comes back out to center.
It was good gap control there done by LaPlante for the GGs.
Chaillet twists and turns, trying to find an option. Move it up to Stasiuk and jump up in the rush. Fighting back is Molly Hyenton. Good to see there's no ill effects of the heavy collision she had with the post. Kylie Lalonde, a long shot on that one right into the crest of Sarah Carmichael.
And you had Stasiuk here, who was just a couple seconds ago getting up from a bit of a battle that had ensued along the board. So, you know, good to see that she looks okay, albeit a little bit slower to make it over to the bench.
Reedman reintroduced into the lineup tonight. She's out there. And toss from the draw and stuck there for a moment. Lalonde to her knees and falls away. McClellan who moves it on to Mura. Looking cross ice, Kylie Lalonde! A shot which she could have deked, and Carmichael makes a big save.
That was a huge stop there by Carmichael as Lalonde was all in by herself. 1 on 0 basically, just on Carmichael.
That was old school goaltender. We didn't see Carmichael go down into the butterfly. It was really shot right in. Another chance for Lalonde on a turnover. Lalonde, and a nice save by Carmichael.
And those are a couple huge turnovers there by the Martlets, and it's by, you know, veteran defensemen like Mura and McClellan. And, you know, if you're the Martlets coaching staff, like, you're not happy with that. That can't happen in your defensive zone, especially not around this time of the season.
She's been bringing the pressure. That one, draw that finds its way back to Metham. Through a crowd, it hit the foot of Kaselic rather. Lassard trying to work the angle. Tight shot, it comes out on the other side. And Gagnon on her stick tied up.
Well, and Carmichael didn't even seem to know where that puck had gone.
Minville trying to spring flow Lassard. It comes the way of Eddie Gagnon. Touched on by the Clarkson University transfer. And Merriman will take her man into the boards. It falls the way of that Sarah Healy, or sorry, Megan Harley rather. And back through center they come. Sarah Zan with a little misdirection. The GG's trying to carry through center, and it's turned over at the line to Harley, who's at the end of a shift and will be heading off. Ariane Minville finding McLean, who dumps it around. Trying to take a tight angle. The GG's will take a tripping penalty. It'll be Kate McLean who goes off. We'll sit for 2 minutes or less with 11:25 to go in the first period.
Yeah, and that's going to be a penalty every single time. You know, McLean coming around the net chasing Chaillet. Chaillet did a really good job using the net as kind of a buffer that forced McLean to get her stick in there and take Chaillet down. So, you know, like you mentioned, GG's go on the PK here. Martlet's a huge opportunity as it's still a 0-0 game.
Martlet's capitalized on one of their power play opportunities against the GG's the last time these two teams met. Can they capitalize again? They have one of the worst records in not just the RSEQ, but all of Canada. It's Pridham down low. Harley back to Pridham. Long shot through a crowd, and before Gilles could get there, it was a GG and Lalonde who was able to come over and disrupt it.
Yeah, it was a good job by Sarah making that first stop. A huge part of the PK is clearing the front of the net, and that's what Lalonde did there.
Martlet's power play operating at 7.7%. Not a healthy number. And that one sent out to center as Clavel is able to pick it up. The GG's penalty kill, 77.4 on the season. So neither team really boasting about their special teams play. Ooh. That one off the head of the official. No worse for wear as it's back down. 57 seconds to go in the tripping penalty. Here's Mura. Mura will gallop all the way through center, stop up, looking for an option. She dumps it down low. Meffam first one there. Turns it over, back to Moura at the point. 38 seconds to go in the Kate McLean tripping penalty. McClellan to Garcia. Garcia looking cross-eyes. Elects to go back down low. It's Benoit. On the stick of Vienna Rubin, back to Moura. Rubin into the bumper slot, looking for a chance. 20 seconds to go. You can hear the McGill bench. They're calling for a shot. Moura, McClellan. McClellan finally unleashes into the pads of a Gigi and a big stick by Biesenthal. McClellan holds the line. Moura, time, space to walk in. It deflects off Benoit. Carams off into the corner. McLean steps back onto the ice, and the GGs have killed off the penalty.
And it was actually Biesenthal who originally blocked the shot, and then on top of that got her stick in there to poke it away out of harm's way.
I went off the skate of Healy to an area. Kastelik tries to stop, that's Stasiuk tries to stop up. It falls back to Birkby. Birkby walking the line, trying to find an option. Backhander to an area. Charlie Healy, first one there. Puts the brakes on. Moura gives her a shove and wins the puck back. Neither team afraid to play physical. Here's Mika Chang, who chips it past Prue. Maya LaPlante will come over and help her defensive partner out.
It was good body positioning there. She was able to walk out with the puck and make an outlet pass to break out.
Chaillet twists and turns and can go back the other way. Chang back to Chaillet, and that one, the stick just in the wrong position. It was a nice puck movement from McGill.
Yeah, it was good threading the needle there for an opportunity. And smart play here by Saracen. I think GGs were getting caught scrambling a little bit, and that's what can sometimes happen when you go on a PK and then kill it off. You're still kind of on your back foot, and that's what it looked like a little bit with the GGs. So smart play by Saracen. Cover the puck, get a face-off, settle things down a little bit.
And Gagnon comes out to face off against Cormier. Again, I think it's important to note that no Sarah Maud Lavoie tonight. It's been red hot and everything offensively for McGill. One just out of the reach of Merriman, and it comes the way of Cormier. Saracen, instead of freezing it, elects to play it a nice touch pass there. And then Eddie Gagnon ran into a brick wall. Kastelik. A long stretch pass. Biesenthal almost picked that one off. You know, I mentioned that Lavoie has been everything offensively as it's turned over. A chance now. We'll return to that thought in a minute as the GG's batted aside. McLean to Biesenthal. Biesenthal with speed over the line. Bilodeau going to the net. That one behind McLean. McLean will spin and can't get the puck off. Biesenthal. Bilodeau, and then knocked over. It's Moura who got the vital stick in. Lavoie does lead the Martlets in goal, just returning to the thought. 4 goals for her on the season. But it's bleak. They played 18 games this season. Their leading point scorer, Olivia Pridham, has 6 points. Just haven't been able to score this year, have the Martlets. LaPlante thought about a shot. Bobbled in, a chance back the other way. Here's Garcia. A foot race with Kate McLean, who vitally came back and disrupted that opportunity.
And so far, you know, in this first half of the first period, a little bit over half, Kate McLean has just been everywhere, whether it's offense, back checking, you name it. She's just been involved in everything, which is what you're looking to see from a veteran player such as her.
Been having a very good start to 2024. A lot of energy out of the Christmas break. And, you know, it's Kate McLean of old, if you will, as that's Rubin trying to find her way through a crowd. Kaloff picks it up, will dump it in on Carmichael, and falls the way of Pridham. Pridham to Chang. Looking cross ice. Charlie Healy in the way. With 6 minutes and 23 seconds to go, she starts through center, trying to shift through a couple of bodies.
Including her own teammates, which is difficult.
Here's Stasiuk. Stasiuk has Chang with her. A shot up high on Saracen that she's able to deal with, and across the ice looking for a teammate. That was Healy. Didn't realize that Birkby was off for a change. Kasem. Working down low. She's shoved over. The arms stay down. Carmichael On her way to the bench, a spinning shot by Chang at the end of a long shift, and Serazan will freeze that up.
And Serazan is looking very steady during this game so far too, which again, that's what you're looking for in your goaltender, especially considering where we're at in the season. You need those types of steady performances from your goaltender.
And you talk about a goalie who could steal games for you. You think any goalie in the RSEQ could do it. Serazan right up there. As we mentioned off the top of the show, .918 save percentage on the season, but she's been roughed up a couple of times. In front of big save by Serazan.
Just as we're talking about coming up big, and that's exactly what she does. That was a huge stop.
It was Cormier. She hops on that one. A good shift from McGill. And Serazan bails the GGs out a couple of times.
Wow, that was a great stop. And if you're the GGs, your goaltender just made those stops for you, you're absolutely going over to give her a nice tap on the pads, which her teammates just did, especially a defenseman there.
It's a number of key stops from the Gatineau native, Mahika Serazan of Gatineau, Quebec, just over the rivers. That one's poked through the legs by Cormier, and Kate McLean will poke it out. McClellan fast and over to disrupt what would have been a golden opportunity for the University of Ottawa.
Good hustle there shown again, though, by Kate McLean on that.
Here's Biesenthal through center. She has a couple options. To the backhand and a big poke by McClellan. Through the middle of the crease. Beatrice Bilodeau just didn't ever stick down. Chances at either end as this one dumped in by Benoit. And here come the GGs once again. Cornwald goes cross ice. Here's Garcia. Out to center. Olivia Pridham will show good patience, and then notice she had Vienna Rubin in offside. Elects just to dump it. Going to an area. Gagnon hits the ice, and Kaloff will head back after it. Cross ice to Flo Lassard. Pridham. Poked by Lassard, who couldn't get there before Chaillet. Kaloff slow to it. Garcia has Cornwald. Garcia looking for a tight angle shot, and a big save by Serazan.
Big stop by Serazan. Again, that's an opportunity for Garcia where even she could have cut in, I think, a little bit more. She had the space and gotten a better angle shot potentially on Serazan.
After a slow start to the first period, it's been a couple of good shifts here from the Martlets. Now they head off for a change. Minville to an area. Gagnon first one there, and will circle with 3:53 to go. Nian over the line, a disrupted shot that Serazan kicks aside to the corner.
And it was smart rebound control there by Serazan, just making sure it went safely into the corner out of harm's way.
Puck still moving around down there as it comes out, and Berkby will knock it to center. Long shot, that one over the net. It was Megan Harley, and Berkby heads off to the races. Berkby trying to cut to the center of the ice. She was in a cul-de-sac. Maëlle Laplante, the GGs go from point A to point B quite quickly as Jade Todd heads after Moura. Puck won back by Charlie Healy, who's had quite the first period for herself. Still knotted at 0 in the final 3 minutes. And here's Chang. Can't get it past Angelique Prue, and Harley will dump it down. Pridham. Bring around to Stasiak, who had a face full of Maëlle Laplante. Vertical pass to Clavel. Clavel, a long shot, blocker saving. Couple of hacks at it, it's loose in the slot. GG's can't bury it. Lalonde has had 3 opportunities. Pridham, and that one offside.
Yeah, Lalonde is another player that's had so many opportunities so far this first period and just can't quite bury it past Carmichael. I mean, that one was kind of, not unrealistic, but I thought the likelihood of batting it out of the air was not very high, although it was possible. Just did not work out there for Lalonde. But, again, I think Clavel had the second opportunity there and still just can't bury that puck.
Kylie Lalonde has been snake bitten this season. Started the season off so hot. When you think about it, 3 points in 2 games. the rest of the way. She only has 2 points. This one's batted around the side and will come the way of Benoit. It's kept in. Sorry, that's keeper. It's kept in, and now keeper can go back the other way. The GG's in the midst of a change. Reedman and Metham. It's a long shot. That one by Benoit and frozen up by Serazan. Kylie Lalonde, 1 goal, 3 assists, just to finish the thought on that this season. She hasn't scored a point since November 18th. That also against McGill. It's been a number of months. I feel with the opportunities she's had so far tonight that she's scratching the surface. She's done just about everything she can as Bilodeau heads after Moura.
Yeah, good hustle there shown by Bilodeau, winning the puck race there.
Finds Metham, and then Metham fanned on it. Here's Garcia, staring down Bilodeau. Looking in the middle, that was Cornwald she had with her. It finds its way back to Cornwald. Cross ice, that one out of the reach of Gilles. It's down low. Cornwald taken to the boards by Ariane Minville. Shot, that one. Big save by Serazan, got down quickly.
Yeah, it's a huge stop there by Serazan. Again, Meffa missed her assignment there with Ruben. You know, didn't take the stick away.
Another chance for Cornwald that Serazan stops up.
And again, these past couple opportunities that we've seen that Serazan has had to come up a little bit big for, they're missed assignments by the GGs in the defensive zone. Could be a little bit of fatigue, whether mental or physical. Regardless, though, you know, you're at a tie game with less than a minute to go in the first period. That's not something you want to have happen at this point.
She had a couple opportunities. I think her parents are sitting right below us. A native of Gatineau, Quebec is Cornwald. She's been mighty impressive every time she's come to Ottawa. A little hometown swaggers. That one's batted around. And Berkby will float it to Flo Lassard, who's muscled out of it by Lydia McClellan. Moura looks up, 37 seconds to go in the first period. Chang cross ice, finds Kastelik, or Stasiuk rather. Has an option in the middle, and a big stick by Maya LaPlante. A heavy collision in the boards. It was Kasem, and GG's will start back the other way. Lassard has LaPlante in front, and with 15 seconds to go, Jay Todd will get there pinned up against the boards. McClellan will send it around. Looks like both teams comfortable to head into the break. All things knotted at 0. Chances at either end, but you gotta say the best chance falling the way of Kylie Lalonde. Brianna and I will be back in just a moment's time to wrap up the first period and get you set for second period of action here on the GG's YouTube channel. Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex. Lachlan Barp and Brianna Newell after 20 minutes. The GGs and the Martlets tied at zeros on Mardi Gras Day here inside the Minto Sports Complex. They were trying to get us to wear some masks, and I don't think they could. I don't think I could swing it.
Yeah, honestly, I couldn't do it. I don't know if I was laughing mostly at myself or Declan or both of us, so we compromised and we wore the beads.
Big night inside the Minto Sports Complex and a big night out on the ice, Brianna. The GGs in an all-important playoff game can't draw first blood. They've had a number of opportunities. It's chances at either end. We'll start with the Kylie Lalonde chance. A lot of bad turnovers in the zone for McGill, rather.
Yeah, and again, like that can't happen. You know, this isn't a playoff game yet, but every game at this point is leading up to playoffs. And so the habits that you're bringing into these games leading up, they have to be good habits at this point. There's no justification or excuse for those turnovers that happen. And they're coming from veteran defenders like Amura, like a McClellan. You know, maybe you'd expect it maybe from your first-year players, but at this point in the season, considering you're in the second half, those turnovers just can't happen. They're non-negotiables. And, you know, they're lucky that Lalonde wasn't able to bury the puck and that Carmichael, their goaltender, bailed them out. Same as how Sarazan bailed out the GGs a couple times on, you know, turnovers or just poor puck management decisions as well. So, yeah, those turnovers cannot happen. And from Lalonde's point of view, she's probably looking at the sky going, how in the world did I miss that?
Scoreless since November 18th is Kylie Lalonde, only 4 points on the season and 1 goal. Will turn down to the other end. McGill has a couple of opportunities. Sarazan stands strong. It's the Garcia line without Lavoie tonight who gets it done. How do the Martlets get it done without their star player tonight?
I mean, I think we kind of saw a little taste of it. I mean, look at even any other league where their star player is not playing for one reason or another. It gives others an opportunity, whether it's on that line or other lines, an opportunity to step up and showcase what they can do in that individual's absence. And I think Garcia is really going to town with it. I mean, she hasn't scored yet, but she's had a lot of really good chances where, again, Sarazan has closed the door.
It's been a number of good saves at either end. Either team yet to break the deadlock tonight in Ottawa. We're about 10 minutes away from the second period of action. Don't go anywhere. Still a twist in the tale to be told. 20 minutes in the book, 40 to go. The GGs and the Martlets playing in an ever important, effectively playoff game here. Both teams have had their chances. Neither team have been able to beat the goalie. It's been a stellar performance from Sarah Carmichael and Mahika Serazan as we have the puck dropped on the second period of play. An errant stick there. Fell favorably for the GGs, and Chang is forced backwards for the Martlets. Weidman, who had a quiet first period, steps up and dumps that one in. Beatrice Bilodeau heads right back after that one. GG's first line has been everywhere. It's been a lot of good offensive shifts, largely led through this player here in Alyssa Biesenthal. Trying to buy some time. That's Bilodeau, who had a hack at that one, and a lopping puck ends up in the corner.
And she did not get good wood on that at all. Had she gotten good mustard or so on it, I don't have the right word at this point, that was a really great slot opportunity there.
Chang forces the GGs backwards. And she'll stop behind her net as Birkby. McLean trying to connect with a Garnet and Gray, and ends up finding Flo Lassard. Twisting, turning. Birkby, tight angle, and nice save there by Carmichael. It falls the way of Minville, who spins and tries to direct a shot goalwards. Garcia there first. Here's Rubin, who tries to chip it past Minville, who's missed some time this season. It's been a welcome addition back into the GG's lineup. Pridham, who leads all Martlets in scoring, 6.6 assists. On the net as back comes Reese Meffam. Stretch pass to Flo Lassard. Lassard, a shot, and who roofs it? Florence Lassard picked that one out of the picture book.
That was a beautiful shot there by Flo Lassard. And, you know, a couple factors that contributed to it. You had Jade Todd, who streaked towards the net, which really forced the defense to go back with her as well. And then Carmichael, it's almost like she went down a second too early, because it did go off her shoulder a little bit, and then it went into the top shelf of the net there. Just a beautiful shot, though. And it makes you wonder how much Carmichael really saw it or not. But regardless, GG's have one in the book, and it's 1-0. And draw here at the center ice was won by McGill. Just a bit of a scrum here along the boards.
Byington trying to buy some time. It falls the way of Clavel, and Angelique Prue will head off to the races. That's Flo Lassard's 4th goal of the season as Carmichael freezes it up. The GG's lead by 1, and an absolute picture-perfect shot from Florence Lassard.
Yeah, it was well placed. And again, I think it looked like Carmichael just got a bit of her left shoulder on there, but it's almost like she went down just a second too early. Had she stayed up there, maybe it would have gone in. But hey, that's all part of the game there. Just some good bounces and good plays.
I want a hammering shot, and it's in! The GG strike twice in 2 minutes. That one, Kate McLean getting her reward.
And I'll be honest, that was not the shot I was expecting, but it reminds me a lot of in soccer where someone just lobs the ball over the goaltender that's a little bit too far out of their net. It goes right over, and that's exactly what happened there, and you can see the big smile on McLean's face. And just, you know, sometimes you need a little bit of luck there, and I think that's exactly what happened. And there's never a bad idea to put the puck on net, and no better example than that shot there by McLean at the point.
You know, we've mentioned the start to 2024 she has. It's been a rough 2023. She takes another shot, that one just wide. That, her first of the season. It's got to feel good to get the monkey off your back, and you could see what it meant to her teammates who came over and celebrated with her. It doesn't matter how, but a lucky goal there for the GGs. Serazan gets the assist on the play. Meffam gets the other one. Just getting confirmation here. And McGill trying to clear the zone. Kaloff picks up an assist as Hyington streaks down, and nice save there by Carmichael. Kaloff gets another one, and just taking a look at the bench here, and you can see how much it means to the GGs that Kate McLean scored a nice little moment shared between teammates.
Well, I think for the GGs at this point, just having their 2 goals so far in this game, that gives them a little bit of life.
We're going to get a penalty here. I don't know which team it's against. It could be either, and I think it's Lydia McClellan.
And I think she was saying the same thing. She's like, it could have been either one of us. Why not just take both of us? Yeah, it was a very awkward, it was an awkward fall. And again, I was thinking almost that it was going to be Lessard on that.
GG's went to the power play for the first time tonight. It's been a rocky power play for them. Hasn't gone the way they've wanted it to of late, operating at 13.2%. Nonetheless, the GG's power play will go to work and falls the way of LaPlante. Cross ice to Clavel, trying to walk around. Back to Kaloff with a long shot that was kicked aside by Carmichael. GG's power play has been operating at about 17.6% in the month of January, so a little bit better than the 13% that they've been working at this season. A cross ice pass, still loose in front, and the Garnet and Gray can't tuck it away.
Oh, wow.
Wraparound chance. That's Burkby who's batted down. Kaloff, and that one's lopped up and gloved by Carmichael.
And that was actually Biesenthal who had the opportunity after Carmichael made the initial stop and just couldn't bury it. And again, I go back to left hand versus right hand. And had she been a left-handed shot, I think she could have just popped that one in. But a little bit more difficult as a right hand on the backhand there. But couple good looks by the GGs.
Minute and 3 to go in the interference penalty taken by Lydia McClellan as Jade Todd walks down the line. Meffam looking back to Todd, who's coming to the top of the circle. Pass that is a little too much mustard on her. She works over. Reedman. Back to Todd. Todd, a shot through a crowd and deflected that one by Flo Lessard. Bilodeau on it now. Bilodeau. Reedman. Meffam that one. She thought about the one time, just off for her. Todd, some room to walk into, and it's blocked, and Florence Lessard can't get on the end of it, and batted down. That was by Stephanie Keeper. And the GGs will head back with 20 seconds to go in the McClellan penalty. Chance for one last rush as Reese Meffam starts back. Meffam will ring it around. Todd walking, looking for an option. 6 seconds to go.
I was going to say it was a smart play by Lessard, letting that ring around for Todd.
That puck down the ice, and Lydia McClellan thought about it and then headed back off for a change. Maya LaPlante will stop behind her net, watched by Stephanie Keeper. Bouncing puck that's into the midsection of Clavel, who's all twisted about. Falls away kindly for Keeper. Hyenton. One of those GG's rookies who's taken a step this year. It's moved up to Clavel, who can't corral it, and it's Kasem who fights it forward. Cheng hits the ice, and the GG's led to the penalty kill.
Yeah, and it's going to be Angelique Peru heading off for a tripping call for 2 minutes or less. And again, that's going to be a penalty every time. So far, the 2 penalties GGs have taken in this game have both been tripping calls. And that one could have been avoided. Peru, as a defenseman, when she was skating backwards, took a crossover that put her way outside the dots and allowed for Chang to hit into the middle with the puck. And that's where Peru stuck out her stick to try to stop that and, drew the penalty there for that.
Martlett's 0 for 1 tonight on the power play. Looking for a different option. Pridham trying to walk the line. Chang back to Pridham. Pridham, a long shot through a crowd, and Sarazan finds it and freezes it.
Yeah, good job by Sarazan looking through the traffic to follow the puck there and make the stop.
Kylie Lalonde in the dot, and it's a draw push through her legs. The GGs get there first. Clavel has an option cross ice, can't get it out of her feet. Pridham holds the line. Harley all over Minville, who takes a shove, only gets it as far as Chang. Back to Pridham. Chang walking in, looking for an option. Clavel gets a stick in the way.
A good stick there by Clavel.
Harley to Pridham, 1:15 to go. Shot through a crowd, that one Gilles just wide, a centering shot, and that one off the post. It's Harley in front, Cetizen makes the save. Pridham. That one wasn't touched by anyone, Cetizen down and out, and then on top of the puck.
Some scrambles there in front of the net. You have Harley going at it a little bit with Lalonde and Meffam. And Lalonde and Meffam, especially Meffam in front of the net, doing a good job boxing out, making sure that her goaltender could see the puck coming through. Meffam also had a diving attempt to make sure that the puck stayed away from Sarah's after initial stop as well.
Working around, here's Ruben McClellan, who took the most recent penalty. Now looking to add to it. Garcia, who we talked about in the break, trying to find an option, and that one into the chest of Cetizen, who freezes with 36 seconds to go.
And that one, it could have been a lot more dangerous than it ended up being. And you have Burpee and McLean, who are the top two PKers up here on the top. And McLean had followed Garcia a little bit, but then she stopped, and it seemed like there was no communication between her and Burpee to see what was happening there, which gave a lot more room to Garcia to get that shot attempt on Sarazan.
GG's almost go back the other way. You could hear it from up here. Kaloff calling for that one. She was streaking through the middle of the ice. Kate McLean just couldn't get out of her feet, and back come the Martlets. Poked by Burpee, a very aggressive penalty kill shown by the GGs.
Yeah, that was good gap there. Good timing by Burpee to cut it off at the red.
Mura walking in through center ice. Angelique Prue about to come out of the box. Todd on the ice in her place. Garcia holds the line. Benoit. India Benoit looking for an option. She has McClellan, looks her off. Shot blocked by Todd. Kaloff. And to Todd, a one-on-one. Mura coming back in support. Todd trying to work the angle, and deflected shot off the stick of McClellan. Bilodeau goes to work in the corner. 11:38 to go in the second period. The GGs lead by 2. Goals by Lessard and by Kate McLean. Kate McLean's first of the season. Lessard's fourth. Martlet's still looking for their first. LaPlante took a wrist, stepped up, got the puck, and has carried forward. On it now. She has Bilodeau. Stops. Bilodeau, a shot and a save by Carmichael.
That was a smart play by LaPlante and a good shot off there by Bilodeau. Good angles done by Carmichael to make sure it stayed out of her net.
Hyenton, that one a stop by Carmichael that she'll jump up onto. Good sequence there from the University of Ottawa. Generate a couple, and it's another good string of saves by Sarah Carmichael.
I find this period, too, McGill has not had a ton of opportunities against Sarazan. Again, you're a team that's down 2-0. You got to get at least one to, shorten the gap there this period.
Minville dumps it in. Pridham sold Chaillet short, but the Martlets work out of a little bit of danger. Here's Stephanie Keeper. Puck poked off her stick, and Reese Meffam will make sure it stays in the Martlet zone, and this line can't get a change in. Cormier into the GG zone. She stops, looking for support. A teammate had changed, and just out of the reach of Gilles.
Yeah, it was the right idea, but Gilles just not quite able to stretch that far to get that puck.
Minville picks it up, a nice move. Shift past Chang, she's into the Martlet zone. Pinned up against the boards. Burkby comes in support. Here's Florence Lessard. Open the scoring here. Drops it for Reedman. Banked around. It's back to the point. It's Florence Lessard, a clapper. That one loose in front, and it's in. A swarm in front, a puck that Carmichael drops. And Jay Todd adds to the Martlet's misery.
And again, how that really happened was how it started out. It was a really smart play by Flo Lessard, and I believe it was Reedman who was streaking down the board side here. Lessard recognized that she had a couple Martlet's players following her, and it was the right time to drop it. Sometimes it's not, but that was the right time, and it gave Reedman all that space and ended up way back at the point afterwards with none other than Lessard, who had started the play, got a beautiful shot off that Carmichael wasn't able to handle the rebound on, and Jade Todd just in the right place at the right time in front of the net, looking for that garbage goal that she was able to put into the back of the net to make it 3-0 for the GGs.
It's been a night of first. The first goal of the season for Kate McLean, who was just rushing in on Carmichael. First goal of the season for Jade Todd as well. 2-point night for Florence Lessard. All things going Garnet and Gray. GGs have needed a statement game like this. It's been a little bit of a rough patch, shoring up a disastrous 7-game losing streak. Only 4 wins for them on the season, tied lowest in the RSEQ, tied with these McGill Martlets, who are yet to win at home. 4 for 5 on the season on the road.
Well, and again, I go back to the last matchup between these two teams. GGs were absolutely not impressed with their performance and the outcome of that game. And, you know, it's nice to see that a team is coming back after something like that, hungry, unhappy, wanting to have a different result, and that's exactly what they've done here so far tonight.
And I was talking with Greg Bowles before puck drop here tonight, and GG's assistant coach, Hannah Rika Turpinen, joined the bench here in 2024. And, you know, they echoed a lot of that similar statement, Brianna, that they were displeased with the way the team showed up for their first game of 2024 and vowed to rectify it. It's been a statement period here, 3 goals in quick succession for a team that's really struggled to score this season.
Well, and I think a factor as well, to be very honest, I've noticed that GGs are, you know, rotating 5 defensemen, and, you know, that plays a role as well. You have players that are on the ice more often and, you know, wanting to compete, able to compete, and, you know, I credit the coaching staff for making those tough decisions. You know, it's never easy, but if you want to win, you sometimes have to make those tough decisions. That's for the betterment of the team, and that's exactly what they seem like they've done here.
So give the goal to Biesenthal. I imagine that will be changed in post. It looked pretty clear from up here that it was Jade Todd who scored, but nonetheless, GG's lead by 3. Clavel and Mura can't come away with the puck, and Mura comes back. It's Mura who's taken down. The arms stay down. A chance now for Garcia. Walking to the center of the ice, a low shot, it's loose. And Cetizan watches it the whole way. Minville jumps up, is able to find Kylie Lalonde. A nice pass from the 4th-year defenseman. Sorry, the 3rd-year defenseman.
Good block there by the Martlets. Rubin actually able to come up and started the rush, but heads off to change.
So if it stays the way it is, Biesenthal is credited with her 7th goal of the season. Long stretch pass. Bilodeau trying to find an angle. Pridham watched her the whole way. Nice defenseman. Nice defensive play from Olivia Pridham from Stouffville, Ontario. GGs are all tied up. The Martlets are going to get a penalty. It'll be head contact, and it'll be Cassidy Stasiuk who heads off to the box.
Yeah, absolutely. It's roughing there. That looks like the call, and again, that is pure frustration. You're down by 3 goals. Things are not going the way that you would want them to go, and that is a completely undisciplined penalty there from Stasiuk as she, you know, basically punched Berkby in the head.
It's just the penalty you can't be taking when you're down by multiple goals so late on, especially when your penalty kill has only been operating at 78%.
I would also say that's not the penalty you ever want to take, whether you're down, up, even. It's just a completely undisciplined and unrefined play, and just not something that you want to ever see happening there.
Todd to Minville. Metham, a long shot from the point that Carmichael's able to slide over and make the save on.
Well, and she was able to slide over and make the save. She saw it the entire way. It was a great pass for a setup there over to Metham. It seemed like she got exactly where she wanted it placed for that one-timer to take off. But, you know, no Gigi was in front of Carmichael or anywhere near Carmichael to take away her eyes there.
So Gigi's power play that I think at times this season has really struggled to generate opportunities on net. So it's be good to see more of that, and especially in the guise of Kaloff, who steps into that one. Shot we haven't seen in a while. That one off is sticking out.
And I think for McGill here on the PK, I mean, it's doing what they did before. It's making sure that they're getting in lanes, they're blocking shots, they're getting sticks, and they're clearing away the front of the net. Carmichael seems that she's giving up quite a number of rebounds on or the original shot. So, you know, if you're the players in front of her and you're recognizing this, you need to make sure that you're cleaning up the garbage in front of your goaltender to minimize the risk of letting in another goal.
Cross ice by Kaloff. Clavel will carry it into the zone. Maya LaPlante back to Kaloff. GGs are set up here with 1 minute and 6 seconds to go. I want a long shot on. It's kicked aside. Berkby gets there first, but Moura a chance to skate. She'll head after this one. LaPlante step per step with her. Elizabeth Moura will go the scenic route. Maya LaPlante's got to be careful not to take a penalty. Pinned up to kill some time. 45 seconds to go. 4 out of the 5 GGs in trying to win the puck back.
And good job by Moura.
Penalty killing by Moura.
Yeah, exactly. Good job by Moura there. It's smart play. Wasted about 20 seconds there.
Biesenthal back in over the line, looking cross ice. Garcia there. She'll spin, fire, and get this puck out of the zone. 28 seconds to go. The GGs 0 for 1 on the day on the power play. As we've mentioned, it's been a tough slog for them the past couple of years on the power play. Haven't had the power play production as they used to have with Melody Bouchard. We think back to the Clappers one season, over 14 power play goals. Spinning shot that Carmichael's equal to, and Stasiuk will step out of the box. GG's 0 for 2 on the night. I want a long shot and frozen up by Sedazan. Exactly 5 minutes to go in the second period.
Martlet still looking for their first goal. And again, 5 minutes left in the second period. Offensive zone face-off. You know, it gets to a point you have to capitalize on something. You're down by 3 goals now. Your goal is to get 1 goal before the closeout of this period if you're the Martlets.
That's what they'll look to do. The puck turned over to Mayo Plant. Finds Heinton. Heinton, that one behind Kylie Lalonde, will turn the Jets on. Carmichael was out of her net. They'll call icing.
Yeah, not the right call there as Carmichael came out to play the puck, and I think they're maybe going to have it at center ice.
Eric Gagnon, the lead official here tonight. Just saying, getting things settled, realizing that, you know, a little bit of a miscommunication here. It happens, and we'll have the face-off at center ice.
Yeah, right call there, though, to have it at center after that.
Chaillet will swing it over to Olivia Pridham. Benoit, as the puck poked off her stick. Been an aggressive forecheck we've seen from the University of Ottawa tonight. Kylie Lalonde. His mother's at every single game in Ottawa. It's nice to see a familiar face as always, as Angelique Prue will leave it for Alex Clavel. We'll ring it around with 4:12 to go in the second period. Oh, that one almost sprung Billadone, just not on the same page, and Carmichael will freeze up.
No, lucky for McGill, the GGs weren't on the same page there as Kaloff goes over to Billadone and says, hey, almost, my bad, my bad. But, you know, good opportunity there. And, you know, McGill just looks like they're turned around a little bit. You know, their passing seems a little bit slower, and we're talking about the GG's forecheck and how they're really not giving an opportunity to McGill to get going. Well, they're doing a great job of it because McGill isn't really getting anything going.
And, you know, this team is defined by their forecheck when they're winning. It's been an emphasis for a number of years. Gigi's head coach last year, Chelsea Grills, really echoed that. And then Stephanie McGill, who's now with PWHL Boston, also emphasized that as that's a heavy collision in the boards. And concern for the Gigi who stayed down, I believe.
Might be Birkby.
I believe it is Birkby. We don't want to speculate on who it might be, but it was an awkward collision. The Martlet, who's over there, it's Siren Kasem of Quebec City. Gets up no problem.
Yeah, it was just a very awkward tumble in there.
And a heavy collision into the boards. I saw a 6. I don't know who it is. We hope that all is okay down there.
Gigi's just going to head over to their bench and wait it out, make sure their teammate's okay. McGill is congregating by their netminder.
To her feet, it's Kiara Merriman, who's missed some time this year.
But she's skating off by herself, so, you know, that's a good sign for sure. And sometimes what happens is you get your bell rung a little bit, or you get the breath knocked out of you, and you just need a sec to collect yourself, and hopefully that's all that is.
Merriman missed 4 games. She's just over getting inspected by the trainer. She headed off to the bench, so we'll keep you abreast on any developments there. Good to see she's not going right into the locker room, especially with 3:20 to go in the second period. Here's Gilles. And that one, a whistle gotten by Sarazan.
Yeah, smart play there. And again, you know, you had that rush opportunity by the Marlets, and I believe it started really with Kasem there as the puck carrier, and nothing really became of it. It was almost 4 Martlets in a row, not one person streaking towards the net, not one trailer. It didn't really seem like they knew what to do.
Okay, McLean will come over and give it a hack. It'll find the way of Biesenthal. Everything has gone right for this line tonight. Biesenthal showing off her muscles, and that one just losing the edge. It was a good burst from the Mississauga, Ontario native, former Georgetown Hurricane. It's reversed to Moura, and the Martlets who've been stuck in their zone trying to get out.
Good step up there and pinch by LaPlante, keeping the play alive. She's done that quite a bit throughout this game as well.
Puck comes out to center. Nian will head after that one. It's into the skate of Quinn Campbell. Maya LaPlante almost got her pocket picked. Was able just to get it out, and that time a helping hand from the official alleviates some pressure. It's sent diagonally. And Chaillet will start back the other way. Here's Garcia. Taylor Garcia, the Ottawa native. Rung it around, and the GG's playing in their own zone, almost turn it over. It's Angelique Prue, who somehow finds Lassard. Given a bump is Flo Lassard, and the Martlets pick it back up. Cornwald, who we haven't seen too much in this second period, heads in after it. Kaloff picks it up and will just chip it through center. 2 GGs had blown out of the zone. Garcia there first.
Well, it was Garcia and Ruben who had snuck behind the 2 GG's defensemen, thinking everyone was in front of them, and yeah, they end up with that puck possession easily.
Ruben getting worked on by Reedman. Comes out back to Vienna Rubin, and that one, tight angle shot that just missed the net. Maya Gilles. Keeper it, snuck all the way down and couldn't connect with her. Jade Todd can't get there before Kastelik. And Cornwald will hold the zone. Biesenthal and Todd will dump it in. She takes a hit to make a play. We're into the final minute of action here in the second period. Mepham puts the brakes on, chips it forward. Clavel just hammers it out of the zone over the head of Kylie Lalonde. Cormier leaves it for McClellan with 20 seconds to go. McGill have to be careful not to turn it over in the dying embers here. Benoit will carry it out. McClellan jumps up, 9 seconds to go. Chips it into the corner. Kastelik gets hit, and the GGs will take a penalty with 2 seconds to go in the period.
That's a tough one. You have Mepham, who, I don't know how tall she is, but significantly taller than my 5'2" stature. And she's going into pin. Who was she going into pin? I think Cormier. She's going into pin Cormier there. And, you know, I think a little bit of the height differential caused that penalty to be called as well. So regardless, still a penalty. Martlets will actually pull their goaltender for this offensive zone faceoff.
Seems to make sense with 2 seconds to go. The
Mm-hmm.
puck shot on. The 2 seconds will bleed away, and the GGs will lead up by 3. Brianna and I will be back in just a moment's time to wrap up an offensive explosion by the University of Ottawa. Don't go anywhere. Back inside the Minto Sports Complex, Lekenbarp and Brianna Newell. An offensive explosion after 2 periods. The GGs lead by 3. We're going to start with the goals, and I think the best place to start is a reward for Kate McLean.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that one first, but yeah, we could start with that one. So, you know, Kate McLean, we talk about her every single game, and you know, you never have to wonder what you're going to get out of her each game. You can always count on her to be hustling, to have that offensive pressure, to be skating, to be battling, you know, and this is no exception, this game. And finally, you know, she ends up at the point, which doesn't always happen either, but she ends up at the point. Puck comes back to her, and you can tell by the way she got the shot off, she maybe wasn't super happy with the shot because it went in kind of like a lob there. And it reminded me, I said this during the time as well, it reminded me a bit of a play in soccer where goalie comes out a little bit too far, and it's like that, oh no, and the ball goes over the goalie. In a way, this reminded me of that because the puck really went on such a perfectly placed arc. And Carmichael, I don't even think saw where it originated from, where it was going, and she didn't even move. It just went in the back of the net. So that was one of the goals. If we're looking at another goal that happened as well, I'm going to go to the one that Flo Lessard, I was going to say the one that she scored, but I think she did score this one. I'm
Flo
Flo
Lessard scores the first one, and the third goal given to Alyssa Biesenthal, set up by Flo Lessard. But it's been a great period of play from the Clarkson University alumni. Why don't we just talk about Flo Lessard a little bit?
Yeah, I was going to say there's so many goals and so many opportunities. I'm getting them all confused in my mind. Vacation brain a little bit still. But no, the one that she scored, again, Carmichael, I think, just went down a little bit too early because it did hit off her shoulder a tad. And then the third one, honestly, I just loved that goal because there were so many components that worked so well together. And you haven't really seen that much with the Gigi so far this season. And, Lessard started off this play and came high up along the boards. Riedman recognized what was happening. Lessard had a couple Martlets players following her as well. And it's not always the right time to drop the puck. Sometimes it's better to keep it. This one was a good example of a time to drop, and that's exactly what Lessard did. She dropped it down to Riedman, who's a right-handed shot, which worked out really well too, and then ended up coming back and passing it back to Lessard, who was at the point covering for Riedman. Lessard just winds up and takes the shot. And Carmichael, that we've seen, so far this entire game, hasn't been really phenomenal with her rebound control. There's been a lot of rebounds landing very favorably for the Gigis, and that's exactly what happened there. Martlets did not clear the front of the net for their goaltender, and whether it was Biesenthal or Todd, we still think it was Todd, because from up here it absolutely looked like Todd, so we'll see if that gets rectified on the score sheet there. But regardless, Gigi's player in the right place at the right time and cleaned up the garbage for the Martlets by putting in the back of their net.
The GGs lead by 3, another 20 minutes to play. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time to bring this one on home.
Welcome back into the Minto Sports Complex. Beckham Bart and Brianna Newell seconds away from third period action. The GGs leading the Martlets by a score of 3-0. The goal scored by Florence Lassard, Kate McLean, and officially Alyssa Biesenthal, though, as Brianna and I have discussed, we think that that will get changed. It was a good period of action. The GGs start the period shorthanded for 1 minute and 58 seconds when Reese Meffam will step out of the box and we'll be back to even strength. Down the ice the puck goes, and Olivia Pridham, who will be relied upon for most of the offensive impetus in the absence of Sarah Maud Lavoie, starts back. Harley, that one a tight angle shot that finds its way around the boards. Chang looks back to the point. Here's Gilles, back to Pridham. Chang a shot. That one deflects off a couple of bodies and ends up in the corner. First one there is Catherine Birkby, and the Martlets will be forced to start back.
Not a lot of puck movement going on here.
Puck down the ice, and Carmichael will settle it down. Mora stops back, and Martlets are stuck in their own zone with 50 seconds to go.
And sorry, just to finish my thought from before when I just kind of said not a lot going on and then didn't really follow it up with anything. Just meant that Martlets, they have possession of the puck in the offensive zone, and there's not a lot of puck movement happening. It's a lot of standing still, a lot of slow thought processes in terms of where the next pass is, what the next move is. And again, Martlets are going to have to make their decisions, their puck movements a little bit quicker, as the GGs have really not slowed down over the course of this game in terms of speed and aggressiveness. And here again, you see Lalonde on a very aggressive PK there.
Reese Meffam 10 seconds away from stepping out of the box. Benoit, that puck a little bit too far ahead of her. Kaloff backhands it to Garcia. McClellan back to Mura. Mura has a lane to walk into and shoot. That one always looking for a tip, and Charlie Healy, hot off the bench, will pick it up and chip it past McClellan. We're just looking to see if Kara Merriman has rejoined the team. It doesn't look like she's on the bench. The GG's down a body, we believe. She had an awkward collision late on in the second period, rather. That one a long shot that Serrazana's no problem gloving up.
And again, sometimes it's not just the force of a collision or anything. It was so awkwardly done. And sometimes that's really all it takes, is just going in the boards at an odd angle. And if you have a little bit of an injury that is perhaps lingering still a bit, just getting hit in that right spot, or wrong spot, I guess you could say, is all it really takes at that point.
Yeah, an awkward collision, and we hope the best for Kiara Merriman. She just coming back from injury a couple of weeks ago. Be a huge part to this GG's offense. That one sent on goal. Kasem in the area, couldn't find her. Maya LaPlante will chip it up off the boards. And Kylie Lalonde cleans up the garbage. Alex Clavel back through center, finds Hyington. Hyington cuts the middle of the ice, couldn't get a shot off. Pridham got the stick all up into her area, and that one Kasem is able to poke the puck off. As we mentioned, 3 goals the difference. The GGs had a very good second period. That one shot across the ice. Hyington couldn't corral it.
Yeah, that pass had quite a bit of air on it, as Clavel was just looking to get it across the ice to Hyington so she could change, but very hard to control that type of pass.
Pridham will step over the line and dump it in on goal. Stretch pass to Florence Lassard. Castle came over and cleaned it up. Benoit, good cut, and then disrupted on her way, or it would have been a good opportunity. Long shot, kicked aside by Serrazan. Line held, but only momentarily. Van Minville follows it up. Make sure the puck gets to center. Back come the Martlets. Shot on, kick save by Cedazan.
That was a good job by Lessard, making sure that she picked the stick up of the Martlet, because it could have been an opportunity for Gilles.
Aforementioned Lessard made sure the puck got into the Martlet zone, but here's Lydia McClellan, head full of steam, shifting past a couple of GGs. Over the line, a shot, and that one easy enough for Cedazan, who freezes with 15:37 to go in the third period.
Yeah, good job there by Sarrazin, being square. And again, McClellan just, trying to get something going for her team here, as again, about 15 and a half minutes left in the third, and Martlets are still, down by 3 goals, so have to start somewhere.
If the last game is anything to go by, you can't count either team out until the dying embers. The GGs scored 2 goals in 90 seconds against the Martlets to make things interesting in a 3-2 loss.
Oh, absolutely. Lots of hockey still to be played here. Martlets need to start with 1. Start with getting some more quality slot shots there on Sarrazin. Sarrazin doing a really good job, I find, this game of controlling rebounds, making sure that she's putting them out of harm's way. So great job there by Sarrazin.
1-1. Loose through the center. Bilodeau has McLean ahead of her. Finds McLean. Coming across is Elizabeth Moore to clean up the garbage. GGs keep the attack going. Bilodeau chips to LaPlante. LaPlante down low. Wiesenthal takes a look, picks it up, and then it's pinned by Moura. And out comes Elizabeth Moura, harassed by Bilodeau. The Quebec City native is able to get it to Kate McLean, who has 1 goal, her first goal of the season, her first point of the season. Bilodeau, a shot, and it's blocked. Chipped around it. Maya LaPlante will get on her horse and get there first. Garcia strips her of it, finds its way back to LaPlante. Heinton off the bench and blocked by Moura. Vienna Rubin is able to get past Clavel and then looks up, sees she's all alone with 14 minutes to go and dumps it in.
And you can see a little bit of frustration there by the Martlets, specifically the body language of Garcia when she was unable to clear it in that sequence there. Just a little bit frustrated, a little bit discouraged, but opportunity here for Nan.
She'll stop up and try and create an angle. Mepham with that long reach is able to keep her to the outside. Cedazan gobbles up the loose puck in front, and face-off coming up to her right.
Yeah, and it was a good pin there by Mepham that allowed the puck to kind of squeak back towards Sarrazin for a freezing up. McGill having a little bit of a discussion before heading into the face-off circle, trying to get, again, just something going.
Brianna, we do an out-of-town scoreboard, but the GG's the only show in town tonight, not just in the RSEQ, but across the wider GG's family. Big weekend of hockey. You'll be back tomorrow to call the GG's men's game, as that one's down the length of the ice. The men's team ranked 6th in the country. It's been a heck of a season that Pacrametre has put together. A very dominant performance they put against York last weekend. I was lucky enough to be on the call with Ty McDonald, who filled in for you as Reese Mepham falls down, is able to get the puck cross ice with 13 minutes to go.
Yep, like you said, men are back here at Minto tomorrow night against Lakehead, facing off there. And, you mentioned the program that Pat Grandmet has put together. And if you haven't seen a GG's men's game, you are missing out, especially missing out on the performance of their goaltender, Frankie LaPena, who is just absolutely phenomenal. So if you have nothing to do on a Friday night in Ottawa, or if you just want to tune in, and watch it from the comfort of your own home instead of a cold rink, why not? Go ahead and do that. You can listen to me.
Tickets available where you'd find these ones. That's a shot that's blocked by Eddie Minville. GG's go back to work. Kate McLean in an offside position. Just sold her short.
I think she was looking for another one of those kind of lob shots, though. That was pretty solid.
Had a heck of a game, yeah. Hope her parents are watching in at home. Face off.
Yeah, we usually see them at the rink. Always say hi. Always good to chat with them. But I don't think I've seen them here tonight. So, maybe watching again from the comfort of their own home.
Pickering, Ontario natives. Kate McLean gonna circle and then fire that one into the zone. Kastelik goes back. Kaloff. Tries a little diagonal to Kate McLean. Couldn't find her. McLean is able to win that puck back with a little bit of tenacity and elbow grease and dump the puck down low.
Good step up there by Kaloff, and Benoit trying to sneak out of the zone and go behind, and Kaloff took advantage of that.
Pinching down low. Kaloff never afraid to come down and get involved offensively. As we've mentioned, 3 goals, 3 games for Kaloff. Shelby Kaloff has been welcome sight for Gigi's offense that's faltered this season. Chance back the other way. Here's Benoit. Great step up by Kaloff. Cormier stays on it. She's pinned to the boards by Kate McLean.
And I just want to mention, you know, the offense that it really brings when the defenseman is pinching down, and it just helps with keeping the play going. You have offensive pressure, and if you're not pinching to keep the play alive, it's easy for the other team to break out and you lose that momentum.
Speaking of a defenseman pinching down into the zone, Elizabeth Moura down below the circles ends up turning it over to Kaloff. Chipped forward. Lalonde can get on her horse. Watched the whole way by Lydia McClellan, and then Lalonde just shot the puck into McClellan's midsection.
Yeah, I think she was really trying to just force a pass to try to find Clavel, but I mean, there was no way that puck was making it over there.
Turned over. Harley, and a quick chance that almost fooled Mahika Serazan, who was unawares. Flurry chance, and that's how quick it can be for the McGill Martlets to get back into this one. So we mentioned every point so important. Gigi's currently up by the Martlets by 3. They'll be up by 5 and feeling a little bit more comfortable with 5 games to go in the season. After this one tonight, 18 games played, 22 to go. Sorry, 3 games to go after this one. One turned over to Todd. Todd to the forehand, can't get a shot off.
Nice try and a timely poke check there by Carmichael.
Todd wins it back. Birkby trying to find an angle. Lassard's path to the net was prevented. Angelique Prue keeps it alive. Birkby looking for an option, goes back to Laplante. Cross to Angelique Prue. These two have played together an awful lot this season. Both products of the Cégep Limoilou system. That one's dumped on and frozen up by Sarah Carmichael. Heads up play there from Laplante.
Gigi's having a bit of a discussion here, trying to figure out what are we going to do on the face-off is probably the topic there. Martlets were doing the same thing by their goaltender.
Jill, and that one behind everyone, and will go diagonal into the corner. Reese Meffam, 9 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Finds Biesenthal, who left the puck behind. There's a real chance back the other way, and Reese Meffam had continued galloping forward. Biesenthal throws a big hit there.
I'm shocked, actually, that was not a call.
She'll stay with it, and that one Carmichael directs to the corner. You know, with the PWHL, I think we've seen a rise in physicality in women's hockey here. That one's still on side somehow as Gigi's take a couple of whacks at it. Bilodeau can't avoid Kastelik. Jamie Kastelik will go for a skate. You know, we've seen the rise in physicality. Ty and I were talking about this the other night. I've really seen an amping up, and I think that a perfect example of it.
I wish that had been the mindset when I was playing here from 2016, 2018.
Big block by Ruben. Minville feeling the worst of that one will head back to the bench. Charlie Healy going for a skate. Pinned up against the boards.
Yeah, that was a good pin there. I believe it was by Stasiuk.
Chang spins and finds Moura. Here's Elizabeth Moura. The Martlets playing against the clock as much as they are the Gigis at this point. That one catarammed around, and Healy will make sure that puck gets out down the ice for icing.
And it was an interesting play that Moura had done. You know, when you're trying to look for at least that first goal or trying to gain that offensive zone and get some pressure going, ringing it around with that amount of force is really just helping the Gigis break. I mean, here it happened fortunately for the Martlets, but in other instances, you're really just helping the opposing team break out.
Gigis win the face-off. They've been dominant on the dot tonight. That one they'll say went up and hit a Gigi on the bench. We've mentioned the Martlets' struggles this season. They're 0 for 9 at home this year. Yet to win at home this season. 4 for 5 on the road, which comparatively is not that bad, including one win here at the Minto Sports Complex. That one backing up Chaillet finds Benoit. Benoit tight angle shot, and his keeper who had her stick taken away from her. Cormier spinning, trying to find Pridham. Lalonde can't get the puck out, but on second time of asking, Maya Laplante gets it to Clavel. Clavel stops up. The Gigi's in an offside position. Back with Angelique Prue, who's able to find Laplante. That one eludes her, but she's back on it now. The Martlets in an offside position. Lalonde will chip it past Pridham. Here's Pridham. Benoit trying to turn, and Heinton forced back to center.
Lalonde wanted to stay in the offensive zone even though it came out.
Here's Clavel to the backhand, another of moves. Clavel, oh, what a save by Carmichael, but what a move.
Yeah, nice stop by Carmichael, but yeah, nifty little mitts there shown by Clavel.
As Graham Naismith used to say, a little dipsy doodle from the
like that term.
Kappa-Sapsing native.
Good term there.
Biesenthal can't get it out of the zone, but is able to at the second time of asking. That one eludes Bilodeau. The arm up for icing, it waved off. Kastelik gets there first. Bilodeau, and that one a kick save by Carmichael. Biesenthal, it crept down low. It was a good hustle by Bilodeau. Create an opportunity.
Yeah, it was a good job there by Bilodeau, winning the battle as well, and good placement by Biesenthal, and phenomenal stop by Carmichael coming out with the pad there.
She'll almost crept down right through center ice. It was
and she snuck in there.
a real chance, and then Bilodeau stood up at the line at the end of a long shift. Kastelik gonna go for a skate. She'll chip it into the zone and then think about peeling off for a change. Notice everyone else was. Nice move by Riedman. Cross ice, great pass, 2-on-1. Todd and Lassard. Todd, a shot, a save by Carmichael, and the rebound eludes everyone in a garnet and gray shirt. Good speed here. Vienna Rubin, and then a back check by Birkby.
Yeah, huge back check there by Birkby, and great shot, I'd say, by Todd. It was a smart shot too, as she saw she had Lassard heading towards the net, but Lassard just streaking a little bit too quickly to be able to have that rebound opportunity.
Riedman with a diving effort to make sure the puck gets out. We're almost into the final 5 minutes here at the Minto Sports Complex. The GGs lead by 3. Stringing a couple of wins together at this time of the season is crucial. They're yet to win on back-to-back weekends. As we've mentioned, only 4 wins for the team on the season. Losers 7 of their last 8, including a 7-game losing streak. Laplante, that one just too far ahead of Clavel, who uses her body to good effect. Lalonde has had a number of opportunities down low to Heinton. Molly Heinton trying to go for a little walk. Bumps into Pridham. It's muscled to the ground by Lalonde. Angelique Prue at the point. Maya Laplante, shot through a crowded, banks off Lalonde. Cornwald. So I want a tight angle shot that pops out into the center of the ice. No one home to greet it. It's forced into the corner. Maya Laplante with 4 minutes will escape behind her own net. Stop up under the check of Kasem and turned over. Stasiuk. Puck pinned against the wall. Seconds bleeding away. Emerges for a minute and then pushed back up against the wall. Spinning, and that one blocker aside by Serazan. Frozen up, 3 minutes, 31 seconds to go in a game that the GGs have been the better team in for large stretches of it.
Yeah, GGs did a good job there in the defensive zone, either pinning or at least making sure that they kept the Martlets contained to the outside. And Serazan, again, doing a good job throughout the game, including there of of making sure that she's freezing the puck, slowing things down, kind of cutting out the momentum, if any, that that is found from the Marlets.
Cormier will get on her horse and beat Kate McLean to it. Held in by Gilles. Blocked by, it was Ariane Gagnon. And then Bilodeau, or sorry, that's Biesenthal who sent it to a spin cycle that goes off of Gigi on the bench. Beatrice Bilodeau was off to the races. She's had quite the game, has the Quebec City native.
You know, a lot of Gigi's players have really come out to play, I find, tonight. And that's really what you're looking for at this point in the season. You're looking to build and peak at the right time. And again, I think just the lines, the way they're flowing, both forwards and defense, people are perhaps getting out a little bit more often. They're more in the game. And huge opportunity there. Almost lost my train of thought. But, you know, Gigi's overall have played a solid hockey game. And, you know, this is one of the first times I think we've seen that huge offensive push, that, you know, that forecheck that's really been absent for quite a bit.
It was a good second period. They scored 3 goals in 12 minutes, including 2 in less than a minute.
But even just the first period, the way the GGs came out, just seemed like there was some more life happening, which is what you want to see.
The game has never really felt in threat. McGill has had their opportunities. For the large part, you credit the play of Sedazan in this as well, who's had another stellar evening. She's pitching a shutout, I say, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go, invoking the wrath of the hockey gods.
I mean, hey, if something happens, Sedazan knows who to come after, put it that way.
Chance batted down and blocked. Birkby goes in on the forecheck. And back the other way they come. Block save, and that one finds its way behind the net. Stephanie Keeper, rather.
Birkby did a good job there, making sure that she was close enough to the battle in case the puck squeaked out, but also far enough away that she could cover. And they will call for an icing, which is a little interesting because I did find that the Martlets slowed up a little bit, but regardless, faceoff will come to the left of Sedazan here with 1:55 left in the third period.
Minute 55 to go in a 3-0 game. Batted down into the corner. Kaloff is there to meet Kornwald. Spinning by Rubin. Only finds the stick of Shelby Kaloff. Todd has Kaloff with her. Over the line. Finds Kaloff a shot. That one just wide. As we mentioned, 3 goals, 3 games. Todd into the corner. Kaloff still hanging out down low, and Maëlle Laplante will hammer it around. Lisa Biesenthal trying to shovel it back out to center. Spinning chance, it doesn't fall the way for the GGs. Over the line. Here's Garcia. She's given a bump and loses the puck. Good play by Maëlle Laplante. Lessard drops, not on the same page.
Yeah, I was way too far behind Biesenthal to have connected. Right idea, but way too far behind there.
Puck in the zone, and Birkby's able to poke it past O'Shea. She's continued forward. Flo Lessard, and that one out of her reach. Icing waved off. 35 seconds to go. Clavel can't get the puck off Chaillet. To an area. Quinn Campbell trying to chip it past Ariane Gagnon, rather. Comes down, Gilles will head after it. 10 seconds to go. The GGs are going to walk away with 2 crucial points in a tight playoff race. One last shot on Sedazan. And the buzzer will go. GGs win 3-0. Sedazan, her first shutout of 2023-2024. And the GGs will march on. Brianna, your final thoughts and 3 stars.
Yeah, I think in terms of final thoughts, Gigi's pretty much dominated that game, honestly. Don't get me wrong, Martlet's had their opportunities, but Saracen stayed strong. She made some really key, timely saves to not only get the win, but also, you know, get her shutout as well. And so with that, heading into the 3 stars of this game. So with that, the 3rd star is Mahika Saracen, number 30 of U Ottawa. 2nd star from U Ottawa with her 1st goal of this season, number 27, Kate McLean. And then the 1st star for this game, number 28 from U Ottawa with, you know, I believe it was her 1st or whatever, 4th goal. Close, her 4th goal, but she had a 2-point night tonight. It's Florence Lassard.
Good game from the Garnet and Gray. Their playoff hopes continue. As we mentioned, this one a very important one. They're now 5 points up on the McGill Martlets. It'll be difficult for them in the GG's hand at this point, given the Martlets have played an extra game. They need the GG's to lose out. The Ravens still in the hunt, now 3 points behind the GG's. They play tomorrow, so all eyes cross town at the Ice House. GG's back in action on Sunday when they take on the Bishops Gators at a big game in the GG season. They're not back at home until the 16th of February, so a long wait to watch the GG's in Ottawa. That when they take on the Gators to end their season. Lots of hockey and lots of important hockey still to be played for Brianna. I thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you in a couple of weekends' time.